Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're tackling one of the most common and, frankly, most annoying check engine light codes you'll ever see. P0420. Catalyst system efficiency below threshold. Bank 1. If you own a European car, especially a VW, Audi, Volvo, or BMW, chances are you've either seen this code or you know someone who has. It's incredibly common, and it can be a real headache to figure out. So, what does it actually mean? In simple terms, your car's computer, the AC, thinks your catalytic converter is UNT doing its job of cleaning up the exhaust gases as efficiently as it should. Your car uses 2 oxygen sensors to monitor this. There's an upstream O2 sensor before the catalytic converter, and a downstream one after it. The upstream sensor's reading should fluctuate rapidly, showing the rich and lean conditions of the engine. The downstream sensor, after the catalyst has done its work, should have a much steadier, flatter signal. When the downstream sensor starts to mimic the upstream sensor's frantic dance, the computer flags it and says, "Hey, something's wrong here," triggering that dreaded P0420 code and lighting up your dash. Now, what will you actually notice when driving? Honestly, maybe not much. The most obvious symptom is, of course, the check engine light itself. You might also experience a slight loss of power or a small dip in fuel economy, but often the car feels perfectly normal. This is why many people are tempted to just ignore it, but that's a bad idea. An inefficient catalyst means your car is polluting more than it should, and you'll definitely fail your next emissions test. Plus, the underlying problem could cause more severe damage down the line if left unaddressed. So, how do we diagnose this code properly? The biggest mistake people make is immediately assuming the catalytic converter is bad and needs to be replaced. That's the most expensive fix, and it's often not the root cause. A good mechanic, or a savvy DIYA, will start with the basics. The first step is to analyze the data from both oxygen sensors. Using a good scan tool, you can graph the voltage signals from the upstream and downstream O2 sensors for bank 1. If the downstream sensor S-graph looks almost identical to the upstream one, it confirms the ECU's suspicion. But hold on, that doesn't mean the cat is dead. It could be a lazy or a faulty downstream O2 sensor sending bad information. Before condemning the catalyst, a technician will test the O2 sensors themselves to make sure they're responding correctly. Another crucial step is checking for other issues that could be causing the catalyst to underperform. Things like exhaust leaks before or near the converter can suck in extra oxygen, fooling the downstream sensor. Engine misfires are another huge culprit. If unburned fuel is constantly being dumped into the exhaust, it can overheat and damage the precious metals inside the catalytic converter, eventually ruining it. So, a proper diagnosis involves checking for any other fault codes, especially misfire codes like P0300, P0301, and so on. We also need to look at long-term and short-term fuel trims. If the engine is running too rich or too lean, it can affect catalyst efficiency. This could be caused by anything from a vacuum leak to a failing mass airflow sensor or a fuel injector issue. A good shop might also perform a catalytic converter flow test or a back pressure test to see if it is physically clogged, which is another potential failure mode. Once we've done our homework and pinpointed the real problem, we can talk about repairs. The solutions range from simple to expensive. If the diagnosis points to a faulty O2 sensor, you'd start by replacing it. Usually the upstream one first, as it has a bigger impact on engine performance. If you have any misfires or fuel trim issues, those must be fixed first. This could mean new spark plugs, ignition coils, or fixing a vacuum leak. Addressing these issues might even solve the P0420 code on its own, as it allows the catalytic converter to work properly again. If, after all other possibilities have been exhausted, you've checked for leaks, confirmed the sensors are good, and fixed any engine running issues and the code still persists, then it's finally time to consider the catalytic converter itself. Replacing a catalytic converter, especially on a European car, can be a pricey job. It's a critical component, and you want to use a high-quality OEM equivalent part to ensure it lasts and performs correctly. Don't be tempted by super cheap, no-name options, as they often fail quickly, and you'll be right back where you started. So, to wrap it up, P0420 doesn't automatically mean a new catalytic converter. It's a signal that something in the system isn't right. Always diagnose thoroughly. Check your O2 sensors, look for exhaust leaks, and address any engine performance issues like misfires or fuel problems first. You could save yourself a ton of money and frustration. I hope this deep dive into the infamous P0420 code was helpful. If you've battled this code before, drop a comment below and share your experience. What was the final fix for you? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more car repair tips, and we'll see you in the next one.